What's going on, guys? It's Zim, and I'm back at you with another video today. And I'm actually going to be doing a setup video for you guys today. I already recorded this whole thing, but for some reason, when I tried to transfer the video onto my computer, there was catastrophic failure, lost the footage completely. So I'm going to start it all over again. Fun. But yeah, this is a quick overlook of my setup. I'll be starting from over here, working my way this way. So let's get down to this side. This is just a bunch of storage right here. But if we start off at the bottom, that's my Xbox One. Turns on like 3 times a year. I never use it really. But I have it just in case I feel like playing Forza or something like that. And then this has just got a bunch of cables in it. You know, a USB 3 hub, 100 feet of, or 175 or 100 feet of Ethernet cable. This is for my PS4 controller. Either goes into the PS4 or into the PC if I feel like playing PC. And then this one just got like some games in there, old boxes for, you know, PC parts, anti-static bag, Elgato chat link, PCIe, USB 3, because one of my old computers didn't have USB 3, so I just got one of these. Elgato box, some tray for the case, and then this one's just a bunch of random stuff. Nothing too exciting in there. And then I got my PS4 right here. Funny story, actually. I meant to get a Pro, and when I bought it and went to go pick it up, I realized I hadn't bought the Pro, which I thought I did. But this one is a 1 terabyte. My old 500 is out in the living room. And then right here, I got my Xbox One controller, which never gets used, and then my old Scuff controller, which has seen better days. If you just look at that analog right there, and like the touchpad, you can see how worn out it is. I used this thing for like 5 years, and it worked great. I hear a lot of people say these don't even last them a year. I don't know if I got lucky or something, but this, I mean, even with this and you know everything, it lasted me 5 years. Just like 4 months ago it started giving me problems. Like I would click down to like crouch or something, and then it would shoot or reload, and then it would just be stuck shooting. So I had to retire it, and thankfully I went and got another PS4 controller, and thankfully I still have an old Black Ops 3 Control Freak, because I like, obviously, like on my Scuff, you can see that the right stick is raised, which I like. I've been playing that way for a long time, so I found this Control Freak. So this one could be at least raised. I don't have the paddles on the back, obviously, but at least it's raised on the stick. That's really the only difference, besides like customization, is just the raised stick and the paddles. So I didn't lose too much going back besides paddles. And that's my coffee. A little lamp right there. And then it's a little thing for my daughter. And then this is what I use for my consoles. It's just some smart TV that's 1080p. I don't know how many hertz or whatever, but it does the job. And I need to add, like, this setup is, you know, far from being finished. I still have a lot I want to do with it, and that happened because I closed OBS. But this is basically just the end of 2020, you know, what my setup looks like compared to what it will probably be at next year. And then I guess we'll move on to my Blue Yeti Nano. It's a good mic. I think I finally just got it figured out. I was always trying to keep my mic right there while I play, and so I had to turn it up a little bit more so I could be heard, but then it picked up a lot of background noise, and so I finally just decided to, when I go to record my voice, if I'm playing console, I'll just put my mic right here, and that's why you see this droopy cable right here, is just so I have room to pull on it right here. And so yeah, it's a good mic. I like it. It sounds clear. It hasn't really let me down. It's just, it was user error. Now I'll keep going. Got my Corsair mouse pad right here, Corsair Harpoon mouse, Corsair K55 RGB keyboard, which I just leave it on red because I got a black and red theme going on, especially because my logo is black and red. So it kind of, you know, all makes sense. Keep that red. That's white just because of the DPI setting that's on it. I like really minimalistic mouses, like how it's just the DPI. And there's two buttons right here, which I never even use. I mean, the only things I ever use actually is left and right clicks and mouse wheel. Other people set this up for like keybinds and stuff like that, but I just go with the normal, you know, left and right clicks and then everything else on the keyboard. So that's why I went with that mouse. It's very minimalistic, and that's just how I like my mouse to be. And the keyboard's good. I like the keyboard a lot. I've been using it for a couple months now. These are actually Walmart specials. I mean, it doesn't take away that it's Corsair, but I was in a bind because I was actually using this keyboard and this mouse. This is my old setup, by the way. It's now a storage unit. Yeah, this is my old keyboard and mouse. This came with this pre-built I bought in 2014 or 15 or whatever, which I've actually swapped the board and the CPU out to better stuff, but I don't use it still because everything I upgrade from this PC is going to that PC. So like these fans, when I get new fans, they're gonna go in there. When I get a new graphics card, it's gonna go in there. So I'm gonna have two setups, because before I touched this PC, when I originally bought it, fine, everything that came with it for like recording, streaming, you know, I could handle all that. It's just the games weren't running too well, especially with newer games. So basically my goal is make the same setup that was in here originally when I got it and put it in there and have a dual setup going on. This one would be for gaming, that one would be streaming and recording. I guess I'll just move on to the monitor. It's an LG 75 hertz. It's not very old, but it's pretty old. It's obsolete now. You can only buy it secondhand, which kind of sucks because I really like it. I mean, better off with a higher hertz monitor, but other than that, like I really like that monitor a lot. I wish I could buy it. So my goal sometime during 2021 is two new monitors, probably three, because that will be ready to go. I'll end up with three monitors, make them all the same. Those are gonna get upgraded. Yeah, I don't know exactly I can't remember what size monitor it is. I think it's like a 24 or something like that. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But I'm gonna move on. There's my router right there. It's nothing special, just Netgear. My internet's trash anyways, so even the low router would be able to transfer speeds triple what my actual speeds are. So nothing too special there. And then I got a trash can right here. It makes it easy to keep the desk clean when you got a trash can next to you. And it's also kind of hiding my internet that goes out to the satellite. Yes, I'm on satellite internet. That's why I said my connection speeds are awful. And then it plugs into the wall, and then that goes up to the router. So I keep that there to keep that stuff kind of hidden. And I tried the best I could to cable manage to the best of my ability. that's my Elgato right there. I have it right here showing, just for the fact that, you know, I have an Xbox and a PS4. This one is going to my Xbox. This is my PS4. I keep it right here so I can move between the two very easily. And then all this is going to the monitor and the PC and stuff. This cable right here is probably I'm not too sure what that cable is. I can't remember. But anyways, this is the mic. I think I have it pretty clean. Nothing's too visible unless intended to be. This was the hardest part. I wish this whole curve section was blocked somehow so you couldn't see the outlets. But I tried to make do with what I could. So I just, you know, it all comes down along that bar, up this bar, and then finally comes out right there into the desk. I think the only things on there is my router, LED strip, and then the monitor, the LG monitor. That's the only thing that's plugged into here other than my internet. So yeah, I tried to make that look the best I could. And now I'll move on to the PC. So like I said, I have an LED strip, but it's not in the PC because I don't like, I didn't like, I tried all over, like down here, up here, this side. I tried to make the LED strip look the best I could inside. It was just too much. I didn't like how it looked. I don't know. It was weird, especially when it clashed with like these and these. Like it just, they're already pretty hot spotted because these are just clear Corsair fans. They're already pretty hot spotted with the red LED. So when I added a LED strip in there, it just kind of made it even more obvious. And then with this and this, it just kind of like blend in and make those look very dull. I mean, they kind of look dull right now, but yeah, that's why I decided no LED strip in there. I actually put it down here on this metal bar right behind the PC, if you can see it. It's right behind the PC. I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute, but my specs on my PC are: CPU is a, well, first off, I'll start with the case. It's a Corsair Carbide Spec 02, and then the CPU is AMD Ryzen 7 3800X with the stock Wraith Prism RGB Cooler. The motherboard is the MSI Gaming Plus X570. The graphics card is a RX 570 4GB factory overclock MSI Armor Edition. The two case fans, just a cooler master for the exhaust. I got, let's see here, I got a 1TB Hitachi, or however you say it, hard drive, and then a 500GB SSD. It's just SATA, it's not NVMe or anything like that. I do want to get an NVMe M.2 SSD here soon. Let's see here. It's a Corsair 650 watt power supply, and I think that's it for the computer. I'll show you what the front looks like. That's the front. You can kind of see the fans. The red LED kind of, really the only purpose is a light up right here, but you can't see the hot spots really on the front, which I guess is fine. But I think that's it for the computer. I mean, I got everything in the back right here. You know, this is my mic, keyboard, mouse, internet, headset. Oh yeah, headset. So this is like the only blue thing in the whole setup, and that's because they're originally for PS4, Turtle Beach 60p or P60 or something like that. Bought those like 2 years ago, just started actually using them. I was using Turtle Beach X12s, and if you remember what those are, you've been doing this for a while. Those are like Xbox 360 days. I have been using them all the way up until about a month ago, honestly. Last time I had to buy a pair was when they were still on the shelves at Walmart. I don't know, they just kept working for me, so I just kept using it. I recently retired those because something happened with my computer, and they didn't. For one day they were working, and the next day, like, no matter what I did for audio, they wouldn't play anything. I'm guessing it's just because they're so old, they just stopped working. But they did great for me. Just started using those. I'll probably get another headset eventually that's either all black or black and red, like kind of keep this theme going on. I think if there's anything else. No, I think that's it. I guess I could show you inside the PC. Let me just pull these off real quick. One-handed. Okay. So there's my power supply. I actually have that 3.0 card, USB card, 3.0 USB card in here because whenever I try to use my Elgato on the rear I/O for the motherboard, my old motherboard and everything, it never seemed to, stay connected. Always lose connection. I would always have problems. So when I use this card, it always works. I never have a problem. It doesn't lose signal. It always connects. So that's why I have that in there. There's a closer look at the Corsair fans. There's my drives. And then, oh yeah, I completely forgot to mention 16 gigabytes of RAM, Corsair Vengeance, RGB obviously, 3200 speed. I know AMD likes 3600 a little bit more, but I bought these when I had an Intel in here. It used to be an Intel i5 6600K with an MSI 178 Gaming Pro motherboard, but I took the motherboard out and the CPU and put this in here so I could have more cores, have a lot more CPU power. Next upgrade is probably going to be the GPU as soon as they come back into stock because everything is out right now. Got a little Gaming Plus LED right there. I tried the cable management the best I could. This case isn't the best for cable management, but I think I did pretty good for what I had. Really, the only things I was showing are going right into where they need to be connected. Like this fan right here, I think this fan's the only thing on this whole PC that doesn't have black cable or black cable sleeve, and I hid that pretty well down there, and this kind of hides it, but it runs up behind this card, and it comes through right there. You can kind of see it. But other than that, everything's black. I mean, you can't even really tell. There's two case fan wires right there, and this whole area is bare. When I originally got this, like these wires, like he didn't even use the routing holes. He brought everything out through the middle right here, so I had like SATA cables coming up right down the middle, like coming up through here right into here, when he could have just went to the back and brought it through a mounting hole right there straight to the drives. So compared to what it used to be, it looks a lot better in my opinion. And yeah, I think that's really actually it. I might turn off the lights and show you kind of like what the LED strip does and what the setup looks like when it's dark out. Not when it's dark out, that's a G-Eazy album. When it's dark in here, I'm never in here in the dark anyways, so that's why the LEDs never really was a big thing for me. But it does look cool. I do sometimes just turn the lights off and turn it on just to see it, if I'm gonna be honest. It's one of those guilty pleasures. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that right now and I'll be right back. Alright, I got the case, the side panel back on, got the LED strip on, and yeah, this is kind of like what it looks like when it's dark in here. It could be darker. It's currently like 10:30 in the morning My blackout curtains are kind of blocking everything out, but you got some light coming up on top. That's just because how it's designed up top. But yeah, this is kind of like what it looks like. I decided to do the LED strip this way because, like I said, I didn't like it in the case, but I kind of like how it does the wall and like underneath it and it's hidden, other than the fact you can see it through the bottom right here, and you can see it reflecting right there. Other than that though, I think it looks really good, especially when you're just looking at it. I turned that off just to get rid of some light, and you can actually see my logo being reflected on the glass. This is kind of like why I went with the glass desk too. I forgot to mention is I like how it kind of reflects things. It's just kind of cool, adds a little bit to it, like, you know, that like the logo thing right there under the mouse pad. I think that looks pretty cool. So yeah, this is kind of like what it looks like. That's with everything off. When I put the LED strip inside, it was too much in here, too much lighting. I didn't like it. I kind of like the dark with the hardware itself having its own LED components. And I can change the color on the LED strip. Like, let's see what happens when it's white. It should be white. Doesn't look white. There we go. That's white. See what it looks like now. It kind of gives it a different vibe when it's white. It kind of goes with part of the Z on my logo. Thanks to Nasuji for making this logo. He handcrafted this in his own creativity, so shout out to him. He basically branded everything that goes around my name. He made the logo, he made all my banners, headers, outros, you know, everything that I have that incorporates this logo, he has made for me. But yeah, here's with the white. It's not like, I think if it was completely dark outside, I think the white would look a lot better. But I still like how it kind of looks. It's like an extra light in the room, I guess. Let's go back to red. But yeah, it kind of lights up down here too. Give you the full experience. But anyways, guys, that is my setup. It does the job. There's a lot of upgrading to do, and over the year I will upgrade it and probably do another setup video around this time next year. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.